Science has once more proven to make life easier. Dr. Robin Adams researched on how cervical cancer can be prevented. The research aimed at saving women's lives.
At the moment in South Africa and around the world, we, as a form of cervical cancer screening, would encourage women to go for pap smears. So the pap smears will detect abnormal cervical cells. So it already shows you when there's abnormality, right? With the DNA test, it will tell you if you have the virus, and if you test positive for certain viruses, you require immediate treatment. If not, you require triage. With the DNA methylation test, we aim to detect all of that much earlier on in the disease process, so that if we can detect it, we can send the appropriate women for follow-up and treatment in order to prevent cervical cancer from eventually developing.
Cancer is known as a sneaky disease, and cervical cancer is the #1 cause of cancer death in women. The implementation of the DNA methylation test can help reduce the fertility rate. The test offers a potential solution to enhance the existing human papillomavirus screening.
The thing about cervical cancer is it doesn't just immediately happen. There's a long precursor phase. So in some women, it can take up to 5 years from infection with HPV. In other women, it can take up to 20 years. So there's that long period in between where we can detect abnormality and we can treat it so that it doesn't become cervical cancer. So that's a very important part, that we don't want women to get cervical cancer because it is preventable. It can be treated. The pre-cancer can be treated. Imagine a future where no woman dies from a preventable disease, a future where every girl is protected through vaccination, where every woman has access to life-saving screening.
Early detection has proved to beat the disease. 57-year-old Lucinda Carter is a cervical cancer survivor. She was diagnosed with cancer 20 years ago. It was detected in stage 2.
It was a routine checkup. I wasn't feeling too well. I was breastfeeding my young son. But then you feel tired, if you have a baby and you're breastfeeding the baby, and you just think, I'm up at night, and that is the reason why I feel so tired. But obviously, with a routine checkup, it was picked up that there was a tumor and that it was quite large, and, I needed treatment. I would always say to people, go for your treatment, or rather go, preventative measures is more important. Go for your pap smear, go for your breast examinations. The men, okay, we're talking about cervical cancer, but everybody should know that they should go and have themselves tested, do your screenings. And if I didn't go for a routine checkup and left it, that it could have been a different case scenario for me today.
The test is not yet available in healthcare settings. Dr. Adams says it's still being used for research purposes, as more research still needs to be conducted, and with other factors like affordability being considered. Implementation will take a good 10 years. Karabo Siyoko, SABC News, Kimberley.